Welcome to the Talking Heads Club, episode 19.
Oh shoot! Next one's gonna be 20.
Yeah, next one will be 20.
Wow.
Mike, I liked what you were doing with your arms there. That was pretty cool. Yeah. For all the audio listeners out there, that literally was shaking his whole room. So
my whole headset, my whole room.
Welcome back.
The camera lags behind it, makes it look real weird.
Yeah, it makes it look like you're just like tripping out. I don't know. We got some vision, some silver bullet movement in there. I'm referencing. You guys don't get this. It's the hottest show on TV right now, WandaVision. You guys might have heard of it.
Is that the one where it's like black and white?
Yeah. It's the new Marvel TV show.
It was all right. I watched like the first episode, and it just didn't really catch me.
I could totally get that, Mike, because there's not a whole lot that really happens in the first episode. But I like it because it pulled some Lynch stuff. It was kind of David Lynchian, and I was like, oh, okay, this is. But now it's. I watched all of it yesterday. I was so bored yesterday, and I was like, I might as well start it because like I know it's ending soon. So I was like, I'll just end with it, whatever. And I got all the way through it. I was like, okay. And it wasn't like I was like, oh, I'm hooked. But I was like, I mean, it did consistently be like, oh, what's gonna happen next? What's gonna happen next?
Yeah.
But I've actually really enjoyed it. I really like because obviously, like if you don't know, WandaVision is the first, I think, Marvel TV show that they're doing on Disney Plus, and it basically the first and second episode are like a 50s and 60s TV sitcom, and it doesn't really explain why, but it's like just Vision and Wanda from the Marvel movies or whatever.
Okay, so it does change though.
So this is what I liked about it. It doesn't stay just like that, Michael, and I think you might actually enjoy it because of that. So the first one is 50s and the second one is 60s. And I think people didn't really they thought it was just both 50s because it's black and white both times. But no, the 60s one was kind of different. I mean, it wasn't much different. But then they do 70s, then they do 80s, then they do...
That's kind of cool.
But they don't really do 80s, or they don't do 90s because 80s and 90s are kind of similar with like Full House and everything. So they kind of mix those into one. And then they do 2000s in 2010s, and I really like those. So there's minor spoilers for WandaVision, I guess. I mean, if you literally look at the just like the episode screens or whatever, that shows you. I mean, you see all this. So if you previewed the show, you would have seen like the style that it's in. But
is it true that? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, go ahead.
I saw a screenshot with a link from Rhett and Link in the show.
He could have been in it. I mean, was he in? Was he like a background character? Was he a background character? Like
he was just like at a door, like he was in a doorway.
Oh, I guess so. I didn't notice that. I'll have to go back and see. That's cool though. That is cool.
Huh. That's a rookie mistake.
I mean, it could have been fake. I mean, I like.
Oh, it totally could have been. But I mean,
it was like.
I mean, I could see them getting Link or whatever to be like, hey, come on our show, be an extra, because they do that all the time. They do that with like anybody and everybody who at least has a name. Fuck Rhett.
Rhett. Who?
Rhett up my ass. That's what I say.
Fuck Rhett.
Rhett up my ass. Anyways. Okay. So 2000s. The 2000s one is like Malcolm in the Middle. It's like Malcolm in the Middle of the TV show, and it's edited like that. And I'm like, okay. I like this. I was like, this is pretty cool. So that whole entire episode, like Malcolm in the Middle. And then the next one was like The Office. And I was like, it felt really weird. Because they're parodying something that is still going on right now. And that's fine, because that's, I mean... Well, The Office isn't going.
Definitely 2000. I mean, the Office has just been going on for too fucking long. If you ask me honestly.
But it was The Office style, where it's like that hand shaky cam, whatever, like documentary style. It was like that,
like a mockumentary thing.
It was more. It more seemed like they were trying to do like Modern Family, but that's also kind of the same. And so I was like, okay, that makes sense. I think it was just because all those shows have been so recent that's maybe like why it was weird for me. But also, I just don't think it. I think they knew very much more of like what made the other sitcoms those sitcoms, and I think with the other one it was like they were just doing zoom-ins at kind of random times, and it was like, okay, I see what you're going for, and you kind of did it, but I don't know, it felt a lot weirder. But I think that's just because we're a lot more familiar with that kind of like sitcom than all the other ones. But overall, I actually really like it. I think it's a really good start for their television division, because really after Endgame, I was like, I could give I don't care about Marvel. I was like, I could not watch another Marvel thing, and I would not care. Like that Endgame was it for me. So
isn't Falcon and Winter Soldier the next thing?
yeah, and I mean, it was the same thing. WandaVision did not give a shit about. I was like, if it ends up being good, cool, but I really don't care. The only thing that got me was this, like, okay, cool, they're kind of messing with the genres of sitcoms. And I love sitcoms. Like, I mean, I fucking love the old Full House and the new Full House or Fuller House or whatever. I don't love them because they're good shows. I love them for what they are, which is like Full House is just a 80s, 90s sitcom, whatever. Fuller House is a piece of shit, but I love it for that because it's just a piece of shit sitcom that they really got. I mean, they got like 5 or 6 seasons out of. So
they only got to do one season of this show then? Because, like,
yes.
what are they going to
yes.
I mean,
that is my, that is all,
they have to go to the future.
That is why I also like it. All of these, I think, are miniseries. They're not like TV shows. They are miniseries. Nice. So it's like, I can get on that because even if you say one miniseries is good, then I'm like, that takes me 8 episodes. Okay, cool. I can do that.
I just finished watching Schitt's Creek, and I have to say, great show. And they went out on their own terms. Like, they ended just before, like, they picked up a lot of popularity, which was like, I liked it because they didn't drag it out like they did like The Office or maybe Parks and Rec or something, where it's just like season after season with no end in sight. It just ended like when the story was it needed to end.
That's how you should do it.
Super great show though.
It's a good show.
Huh? Yeah,
I haven't finished it yet, but it's good.
Yeah, I haven't started it, so no. That's actually the next show.
You can watch that in a day.
Could you? You could. I don't.
You probably. I mean,
you probably could, but like I'm
down, maybe.
Yeah.
From like 24 hours straight, maybe. I don't know. Like how many?
No, I want to watch that show, but it's just like I don't have that need for comedy right now. Eventually I will, but right now I'm on other shit, so that's why I didn't even.
It was so nice because of how lighthearted it always is.
Sorry to make you yawn there, Ben.
Yeah. Did you yawn, Michael?
Yeah.
Oh, God damn it. So wait, did you say it's lighthearted, Ben?
Yeah, it's super lighthearted.
That sounds like something I need, kind of. This pandemic it's starting to get to me. I'll tell you that much, guys. The pandemic's starting to get to me. I mean, I thought it already got to me like last November/December. It's really starting to get to me now.
And then you realize that, holy fuck, we've been in this bitch for a year.
Yeah.
You guys still have a pandemic up there in Cincinnati?
Oh, yeah, we do. I know some places don't, dude. Trust me, I know some places don't. Some places don't have a pandemic going on, and well, in some cases where like New Zealand, it's like, God damn, I wish we could be you. In other cases, like Texas and Alabama and other places, Florida.
Jackson, Tennessee. It's like, oh man, you're the reason why we're still going to have a pandemic in 5 years. We still have a pandemic.
So, anyways, but hey, I'm just hoping for the vaccine soon. I mean, really. I mean, it's closer and closer, guys. They're saying.
I mean, my professor got. I thought if you were a DoorDasher, you could get the vaccine. I know my professor got his first started the vaccine, but he started as like a. He signed up for some kind of like quick response thing.
Yeah, there's certain ways you can get it faster than others, but I think most. I mean, the plan is for most for the nation to have it by July, and I love that news because guess when my birthday is? Right in smack dab middle of July. Woo! 2022 gonna be 20. Well, I'm gonna be 22.
22?
But I'm gonna be. This is my 21st birthday. This is my 21st birthday. It's technically my 22nd, but I never got my 21st technically. So, well, I did technically, but socially I didn't get it. There we go. That's what I was looking for.
We had a social party.
No,
for
we
you.
definitely
celebrated your 21st.
That was a joke. We definitely had a good time, but it was definitely like, man, I wish I could have gone to a bar because that's. I mean, I don't even care about going to bars that much, but I just wanted to go to an actual, not like I like Third Turn. We have a bar by us called Third Turn. And it's really nice because it's like outside and it's really cool. And I would love to go that usually, if like. I just want to go to a real bar. Like a real bar where everybody's packed inside, but I think that's also just me being in COVID time for like a year and a half.
By a stranger.
I just want somebody
around me.
I just want somebody to come up, run up on me and smack me in the mouth and then fucking
I want to catch somebody snorting coke in the bathroom.
yeah. I
I
want
want to
to.
snort coke with someone in the bathroom.
Yeah, I want some old dudes to come around and go, all right, ladies, here we go, and then you guys haven't been there
get what you're
before.
referencing. I
Wasn't a
get what you're
reference.
referencing.
Wasn't a reference. That's real life, baby. All right.
I know.
Anyways,
Yeah.
speaking of drug use, speaking of COVID, speaking of, actually, we'll go with the COVID option first. So a recent study came out, guys. Recent study, and I thought this was very interesting. And Ben and I notice real quick. Discord. We do our filming on Discord. Discord knows who to put above and who to put below. Okay. On my screen and everybody else who's watching right now, me and Ben are above someone else. I won't say who. Somebody's below us.
Fuck them, man. Fuck the people at the top. We'll bring them down.
But
Unite.
there's a reason for that. I realize now why Discord did this. I realize.
It's because my screen is darker.
Glasses wearers are 3 times less likely to get COVID.
What?
Hey.
Who would have guessed?
Bro.
Who would have guessed that with eye
Why?
protection, you don't, because the fucking droplets can get in your eyes. That's half the reason. That's why people wear face shields, because the droplets can get in your eyes. Like, people were already saying, yo, guys, if we're wearing masks, we should be wearing safety goggles when this pandemic started. And then they went, okay. And then everyone went mask. Well, at first they went no masks, and then everyone went what?
Well, bro,
and then a month later they went okay masks.
Goggles with your mask, like you can't see. I haven't worn my glasses all of pandemic because I just can't see. Like even if I
but you're by doing that, Michael,
in misery.
3 times more likely to get COVID.
Bet.
Hey.
Already had it.
Hey. Yeah, that's true.
It's out now, though. I can get it again.
Yeah,
Round
now it's out of your
2.
system, bro. Now it's out of your system. No, I read that and I was like, whoa. I was like, that's pretty cool. That felt like a superpower, honestly. I was like, I've had a superpower this whole entire time and I didn't even know it. I didn't even know it.
Like this.
Yeah. Hey,
And see how fast I
I'm
get it.
3 times more likely to get COVID now.
Sneeze in my eyes.
Gone. So everybody out there,
Spit
if
in
you
me.
have even if you have like a pair of sunglasses, just be fucking a cool guy and wear those aviators and be walking around and be like, why are you wearing sunglasses
Fucking a
inside?
cool
And be
guy.
like,
That's
hey
the
bro,
dream.
I'm
Just
3
be
times
that
less
fucking-
likely to get COVID right now. And they'll go,
Dude, speaking of fucking cool guys, I had a dream last night that I was in an apocalypse, but I had a wasteland boyfriend, and my wasteland boyfriend was Nathan Stalker from Hippocampus.
what the fuck? Why
was
him?
a
He
wild-
wouldn't even be that
That's
good
a
of a
great
partner.
dream,
He has
bro.
no experience in the wasteland. Oh man, Ben, you need to
I
get
know,
a
but he
better
could sing you
brain.
to sleep.
Every
I
time-
mean, I don't need.
That's what I'm saying,
Nah.
dude.
Every time I have
I just need
my
a good companion.
Every time I have my Fallout dream, I'm with Bear Grylls. Actually, no, he faked half of his shit, so never mind. He didn't really fake it, but he was like filming, and they obviously. I mean, there's one clip I remember of Bear Grylls where it was him, and he's like on this giant black piece of like land or whatever, and there's a big crack in the middle. He's like. You see, we can't go around here because this crack in the land, it keeps us from getting, so we have to go all the way around. He's talking about that, whatever. And then somebody cuts to their own footage of the place, and then they zoom out a little bit, and literally you can walk like right around the crack, and it's like, oh, man. Oh,
Look,
Bear.
trying to help us.
When I always looked at it as like, this isn't like a real place, but this is like scenarios.
I think there
And
was.
entertainment.
I think there's actually a guy who does it called Survivor Man, and I want to say he actually does it on his own because it's his own footage and everything. So I want to say he's, if you're so that's who I would bring. I'd bring Survivor Man and me in the Fallout. Oh man, he'd be like, all right, drink my piss.
Steal your piss.
My piss is non-irradiated. So you drink my piss and then I'll drink your piss later. And we'll keep it pure.
Just keep that cycle going.
Yeah, keep that cycle going. Okay, open up.
Why don't you just do it? You could do it at the same time.
Well, no,
All right.
that doesn't work. Have you ever tried
I've
that,
got a
Mike?
story to tell.
Okay. Oh
Don't
yeah.
worry about it.
Oh yeah. Go for it, Mike.
So, we've had I think I shared that Parker's car had gotten broken into recently. and we got robbed like right when we moved in.
Mm-hmm.
So like Cherry Grove, you know, it's been rough, surprisingly. But last night at 3 a.m., there was a double homicide, like just down the street.
What the fuck? A double homicide?
Depending on the sources you look at, some say that there's 2 people in critical condition and one that's like in less than critical condition, or there's 2 people that are dead. So like
that's a pretty big dip, Mike. That's a pretty big.
I think the idea is that even if they're in critical condition, they're gonna remain in critical condition.
Not,
you know, like it's not like the critical condition where it's like, oh yeah, you know, they're not doing well, but they're gonna be surgerized and they'll be all right. Nah, I think it's like they ain't looking good. But yeah, I mean, we drove by the spot this morning. I mean, there's like little like markers for the police. There's blood stains on the concrete. Like it's bad.
Holy shit.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
So
did you guys hear like the gunshots or something?
I sleep like a rock, so I did not hear anything. I slept like
roommates?
a baby last night.
Parker?
A couple of my friends did. Like the people that live across the street from me, like Luis and Kat, they heard it, and then another friend that lives like a little bit closer to that area. I mean, it's probably like, I don't know. It's right at the entrance to Cherry Grove. But yeah, pretty crazy. I don't know. I know one of the people that got shot was a resident, but they don't think the shooter was a resident, which kind of, I mean, I guess makes sense a little bit.
Yeah, they're kind of doing, they're doing a hit on him. You know, they're going out of their way to find him.
Though. Yeah,
Holy
so
shit.
usually, you know, the gang violence, I'm assuming, like it's most likely gang affiliated.
Yeah, because you guys have like actual
like
gang violence in Jackson.
Pretty bad gang violence.
That's still so wild.
That is wild,
usually
bro.
It's usually not
that
like,
crazy.
You know, over the tracks, as they say.
Have you? Do you know anybody like where that was, or like is it? Do you know anybody in that complex or anything?
Not in that complex. I know people who live like right near there, like one building over, and they heard the gunshots, but like
yeah, I'm sure they did.
They didn't see anything. I mean, it is pretty crazy. I mean, there's just been stuff going on. Like, I
think it's just fucking tense times, dude. People are
definitely tense times.
Crazy.
Say that for sure for almost everybody. It's very
people
tense.
Are at each other for sure. I mean, like, I don't know. I mean, it's a little bit concerning. I feel like the only thing that I'm worried about is I do a little bit of walking around Cherry Grove. It's late in the night at times.
That
you know,
could be dangerous.
Especially like, yeah. And so if you know, I just don't want to see, you know, just be the wrong place at the wrong time. You know. Because like if I have to see 2 people get murdered, that's bad enough. And if I see that guy look towards me, that's real bad.
Yeah,
and then you hear his passenger say, "Kill the man.
Get him.
No witnesses. Go get him. No witnesses.
Go get him." Man, that's fucked
but
up.
I mean,
that's fucked up.
Yeah, pretty crazy.
That's
pretty nuts.
Speaking of nuts, guys. Speaking of nuts, you guys want to know some nutty shit? Joker.
Oh, we're back on the Joker.
The Joker. Shut the fuck up, or I'll fucking kill you. Shut it. Anyways, that was my Jared Leto.
Did he say that?
No, that was the video John sent of Jared Leto Joker voice leaked. That's what he says in there. That's how. Okay. This is, I hate to get on this tangent again, guys, but here we are. Who brought this up?
You did.
Debatable. Okay, so he's at a 30 Seconds to Mars concert, or whatever, and then he's singing, whatever, and then some person either heckles or does something. I don't know. Maybe they just didn't fucking stand up, because I've seen a clip of Jared Leto getting mad at somebody for not standing up. So, anyways, he's like, hey,
he's like, your life is so important.
Hey, no, he goes, hey, shut it, or I'll shut it for you, or I'll fucking kill you. And it's not even that good of a Joker voice, but then it was leaked as the Joker voice, and it was like he was doing the Joker voice, I guess. And it's like, okay, all right, but yeah. So that's what John and I always joke about. But for some reason, I don't know why, that kind of got in my mind, but not even Jared Leto Joker. I was just thinking about the other Joker, like the newer Joker movie, because I was like, I like that movie. Like, I thought it was pretty good. With Joaquin Phoenix or whatever. Well, because also I was thinking, I really was actually considering it, because I was like, Jared Leto he must have been really fucking pissed about that. Because I had heard he was angry, but I was like, really thinking about it, I'm like, they made a very serious Joker movie, and Jared Leto wasn't the star of it. Man, that must have fucking burned him bad. So I just considered that. But then I also was like, you know what? I actually want to watch like the two movies that inspired it. That a lot of people were like, yeah, it is very similar to these movies. Taxi Driver.
Cinderella Story.
No. Cinderella Story. What the? Are you talking? Wait, are you saying the Cinderella Story as in the movie Cinderella Story, or like?
Yes.
The Cinderella Story.
Obviously, you don't know what you're talking about, Jake.
For some reason,
There is a movie called Cinderella Story, but I also don't think that's anything like Joker either. So, anyways, no, it's Taxi Driver and King of Comedy, both Martin Scorsese films, both starring Robert De Niro. And I watched them both. I watched Taxi Driver last night. I watched King of Comedy about 30 minutes ago. Just finished it. So, hot off the presses, still fresh on my mind. Michael's just really excited to see these movies. I can tell.
My knee was bent. I was
off the bat.
I was sitting on my knee a little bit, and when I straightened it out,
did cramp?
Well, like my knees are just
fucked from running,
wrecked, bro.
Yeah. And football, getting your ACL torn.
I haven't been working out as much as I need to.
Yeah. Well,
so,
you don't. Mike, don't worry. You don't have to run college sports anymore. It's fine. You're not a college athlete anymore, bro. You're just a regular guy, just like all of us.
But I don't want to be sounds so strange.
Yeah. Anyways,
impossible.
Both those movies,
Mike.
Both those movies, top tier. Top tier. Well, I would say Taxi Driver.
Same thing.
What?
Is it like the same idea?
Joker is like both those movies combined, but then also with like a different ending, if that makes sense.
In Gotham.
Taxi Driver is fucking awesome. It is the best like New York gritty. It's like a great atmosphere movie, basically. For me at least. Like it's one that I could just put on, not really need to pay attention to, but I think I would really like just watching and like listening to. It is very dark and gritty, and it's very much like talks about like the underbelly of New York in the 1970s, kind of not really the underbelly, but the dirt of it. But it's fucking awesome because a lot of the scenes, especially early on, are him just fucking driving around in his taxi late at night in New York with this awesome fucking jazz playing. And you're like, oh, okay, this is pretty. I can watch. And it's also young Robert De Niro. He's 25 in the film, but I looked up, he was 33 in real life. But he looks young. I mean, he looks. I bang Robert De Niro from Taxi Driver. I won't say that much. Taxi Driver Robert De Niro is a hottie. So anyways, but it's just him driving around and shit, and he gets weird customers and shit. He just gets, it's just him talking to his taxi buddies and stuff. And it's really good. But also he's a weird dude. He also kind of like stalks this one girl, and you're like, oh, okay, this is uncomfortable. But then he's like kind of nice to her, and she kind of is like, okay, maybe he's just a little weird or whatever. And you're like, okay. Minor spoilers for Taxi Driver. I'm not gonna spoil anything later on because actually, if you're, I mean, both of you guys should watch it. It's really good. But then like. He basically takes her to like a porno movie and it's really weird. Obviously she doesn't like it, and it's like, oh, okay.
What do you mean?
And so it's like you're constantly like, this dude's weird and I don't know if I like him, but then at times you're like, man, this guy's awesome, I wish I was him. Not really I wish I was him, but you feel like him. I don't know, it's like I can relate to this guy. But yeah, that movie's
watch this and find him totally unrelatable and be like, what the fuck is going on in Jake's head?
Dude.
He's relatable, but it's definitely like there's things he does that you're like, but like it's still, I don't know. But I also heard like people were like, man, people look up to like him and like the Joker and stuff, and it's like, yeah, anybody who looks up to them probably not a very sane or like stable person. It's like, yeah, I hate, like, I think he's a great character, especially, like, throughout the movie, he actually has an evolution. And so that's, I think, what I love most. And I think if you look up to that and, like, what he becomes and, like, the lesson he learns throughout the movie, really cool. If you look up to him as the person he is throughout, like, most of the movie, basically, like, 90% of the movie, then you're like, okay, I think we watched two different movies, or we have two different ideas of this character. But, yeah, Taxi Driver, I won't say much more, because, honestly, that's one that, like, I think anybody should really watch. I was pushed back a little bit at first when I heard it was dark and gritty, because there are certain dark and gritty films that I'm like, I want to be put in a bad mood.
Is it gory?
Yes and no. Yes, but only in the last 15 minutes. It's really, it's not that, and it's even then, it's not like, if you've seen a Tarantino film, you've seen far worse. But it does have stuff that I like. It does have some gore and stuff that I'm like, that was cool. I like that. But yeah, I like the fucking cat going around right now. The cat tail
has arrived.
But yeah, that movie's fucking rad. I actually like. I'm gonna have to watch that again at some point, and also like, I really have to consider how much I like it, because I'm like, that might be a top spot contender. That's like definitely, it's either that or Goodfellas for like my favorite Scorsese movie.
It just got added to Netflix, didn't it?
Did Goodfellas? If it did,
so.
if you haven't seen it, watch it. That's another fucking great one. That's
I might have to do that.
yeah. So Taxi Driver, go watch that. Go watch that.
Dude, speaking of gore, not to I'm gonna catch you before you go on to the second one, but I watched. Do you remember that movie that came out a little while ago called Overlord? About like
yes, yeah, with the zombies and shit, right? It reminded me of Nazi zombies. That's all I remembered of it.
Yes, it was Nazi zombies, the movie basically. Okay. But Max and I watched that the other night. I don't know why, but just in terms of gore and tension, I almost threw up at one point.
Oh, God.
I had to stop the movie for a little bit.
Holy shit.
So it's one of those things where it's like, it's a Nazi experiment thing. It's not like a bite virus zombie.
Okay, all right.
Trying to make the Ubermensch.
Uberman?
Wait, I don't want to.
No, I don't care. I'm not going to watch this movie. I'll tell you that much. I'm not going to.
You know how like Nazis were trying to make like super soldiers?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. So it's basically just like that, but they're doing it on dead bodies, and they're like, 1,000-year soldiers for the 1,000-year Reich.
Gotcha.
And there's a scene where they give it to one of the American soldiers who died because they don't know what it is yet, like this vial, and he gets back up and he's like, I'm good, I'm fine, and then he starts like just having shit go wrong with him, and it makes you like super strong, and his veins start bulging out, and he's so strong he's like in pain, and he goes like this, and it breaks his own neck and his own back, and his collarbones are like sticking out and shit. It's horrifying.
Holy shit. Absolutely. I might have to watch this movie.
You should just watch that part.
Yeah, I might.
It's not a good movie.
This reminds me of like another movie I've seen. I'll talk about it in a second, but
it's like dead. See, it was really good. Max and I, when we finished it, we were like, that was a good movie. And then like 10 minutes later, we were like, that was not great.
Was the gore effects really good though? I mean, they're all right.
They're pretty good.
Yeah, they're.
Yeah, it was fine.
Okay.
Dude, the first half was phenomenal, and then it just sputtered.
Yeah, you can. I mean, that movies that do that, it really disappoints me, because I'm like, man, if you had maybe given this like another few revisions, it could have been like.
I know.
But
I was like, if I could see a director's cut of this, maybe it'd be better.
Yeah.
If I there was but yeah, and it was like they did such a good job with it, because like for the first half of it, you're like, I know this is a horror movie, but nothing horrifying has happened, so you're just on edge the whole time. You're like, when the fuck is it gonna happen?
That kind of reminds. The Thing is very much like that, but it's not. The Thing is gory, but not to the point where I'm like, I can't watch this, because it's just interesting. The gore for that, for me at least, I love seeing that shit, because it's so weird and so like. Because it's more so. Yeah. At first, it was like, wow, like, you need to see that. That's such a good movie.
Out there and fake that it's like I can handle that stuff.
Yeah, it's so fucking off the wall.
It's so fucking.
Yeah, because it's. Yeah, I mean, fucking The Thing is so goddamn crazy and gonzo that it's like, okay, it's tense too, so when it does it, you're like, oh shit. And like, I watched it a second time recently, and I mean, I forgot, like, I didn't forget the stuff that happened, but I just forgot when it happened. So there was one thing I remembered perfectly, but then all the other stuff I was like, okay, I know it's gonna happen soon. I'm waiting for it. And then when it did, I was like, holy shit, this is crazy. I mean, that movie, that is definitely top 3 movies.
I can watch that.
That movie is so goddamn crazy. I don't think it's streaming anywhere. You have to like buy it or rent it on Amazon.
Yeah.
But damn, that movie, honestly, that's one of the few I'd be like, yo, it's worth it to rent it, because that's a fucking trip. But honestly, like, you can wait and we'll watch it at some point, because that's a good one. But what you were, Overlord, it reminded me of this movie that I saw called, I think I might have talked about it on our Halloween cast, I can't remember, called Return of the Living Dead. So it's not in the same series as Night of the Living Dead. It's not in that, because there's like Night of the Living Dead, Dawn of the Dead, and then Day of the Dead. I've seen all those. Those are great. I love those movies. Return of the Living Dead. Real quick, I love how Michael put his headset back on just for him to to walk away again. Anyways, Return of the Living Dead, really cool movie, because it acts as though it's this. It starts off with this young dude. Spoilers, I guess, for a 30, 40-year-old movie. It starts off with this young dude and this old dude working a moratorium.
Jake, I don't even know why you say spoilers, because it's not like people are gonna stop listening.
I know, but you never know. Somebody might be like, "Whoa, this movie sounds cool. I might want to watch it." And then I say something, and they're like, "Well, never mind." I just do it because that has happened to me before, where it's like somebody won't say that, and then I'll be like, "Well, god damn it, I didn't know you were about to say that," and they'll immediately say something. I'm like, I would have rather not seen that. I'm a person who goes into a movie rather knowing nothing than knowing something, because I mean, I like figuring it out as I go along. So
it doesn't make a big deal to me.
See, that's just where we differ. If I know even the smallest thing, I will think about that thing until I see it in the movie. And I'm like, oh, there it is. And then it's like, what the fuck was I doing for the past 40 minutes waiting for this one thing? I wasn't even paying attention to the movie. So, but that's just me. Anyways, Return of the Living Dead basically acts as though Night of the Living Dead actually happened, and this old dude's like, yeah, these are these pods that we've had of like this dead body of like this zombie. Like, you've seen that movie, right? You've seen Night of the Living Dead? And he's like, yeah, that really happened, and this is one of the bodies from Night of the Living Dead, like actual zombies. And he's like, no way. And he's like, yeah. And so then they're like talking about like opening it up or something. I can't remember if they drop it or if they mean to open it up, but something happens to where basically like this gas is released from it, and it's like, oh, okay. And then they breathe it in, and then basically from that gas being released, like zombies start springing up. And that's the start of the movie, where zombies start coming around. But what's cool about that is they breathe it in, and then they start turning into zombies, but they're still alive. But at one point, they start going through rigor mortis. Is that what it's called, rigor mortis? Where your like body basically like stiffens up and everything. Anyways, they're going through that, but they were like, it hurts so much. And they were like, they couldn't move anymore. Like, it was like, holy shit. It was very much kind of the Fly-ish, where they're turning into these zombies, but it's like there's nothing they can do, and it's like, oh man, I just get to watch this slow descent into them wanting to eat brains. That's also the movie that started the brains thing. That is the movie that started zombies eating brains. Also, this is a big spoiler. So everybody, spoilers, okay? Spoiler warning. All right, you've been warned. They nuke Louisville, Kentucky in the very end of the movie.
They Louisville, Kentucky.
That was the best fucking twist ending that only applied to me and everybody else in the Louisville area. Because I was like, okay, they make no mention of this taking place in Louisville, Kentucky. The fucking no mention of it. And then at the very end, all right, sir, we got to do it. And it's just this screen and this dude hitting a button, and it says Louisville, Kentucky. And I'm like, what? And then, and that's the end of the movie. That's the end. And I'm like, yes, we got nuked. Oh, that's one of my favorite surprise endings, because it was only a surprise to me. I was the only one surprised, but I loved it because I was like, holy shit. That's also a great movie.
I knew about that because every year the guys that do Stuff You Should Know, they do a Halloween, like, they list their favorite like Halloween movies.
That's a good one.
And that was on there.
That is a good one.
Talking about that, and I was like, woo.
Yeah, no, that's
pretty cool.
That's so. It also has this. It has one of my favorite maybe effects ever in a movie. it's this mud man. He's like a mud zombie, and he's like dripping. I mean, it is so fucking cool. I love it. I might make it the thumbnail because I love it that much. It's gonna be the thumbnail now.
It's gonna be the thumbnail.
I fucking love this picture this character so much because it's just so I don't know, it's what I call it, visceral. I don't know, it just sticks in my mind. And oh yeah, it's awesome because it's not even super scary or anything, but it's like, holy shit, what the fuck is that thing? But yeah, that movie's awesome. It's super funny too. Like the zombies talk, and at one point, like they kill some cops, and so then the zombies go over to the cop car, get the mic and go, bring more cops. And so then more and more cops keep coming. The zombies keep eating them, and then ambulance people I mean, it's a actual like funny movie, but also like a good like kind of like just Halloween horror movie kind of, I guess, but less horror, more just cool zombie movie.
Off the rails.
I still don't understand how, like, I mean, zombies, other than I Am Legend zombies. I Am Legend zombies,
they're like vampire zombies, though. Those are vampire zombies.
Get you.
Yeah.
But regular zombies, like even Walking Dead zombies, like how many people die from that shit? Like they're so slow. If you can outrun a zombie, like, I mean, I get there's like hordes. But it's like...
Yo, Michael, I would say the same thing if we didn't just go through a year and a half of pandemic where half the people didn't believe that was going on, so...
Honestly, I'd rather it have been zombies.
Hey,
like,
Mike,
100%.
that is not my point of view.
Then, if you don't wear a mask, now they're gone, bro.
No, they're not gone, Michael. They're roaming the streets trying to eat you. That's not true.
Well,
they're not gone.
Part of the problem,
oh, my
problem
God.
too, in The Walking Dead is, like, if you die, like... It had become like aerosolized, and if you die,
like
that does make sense.
Yeah,
but still, it's like just stay inside.
But yeah,
I mean, yeah, that's all you gotta do during a pandemic.
Do that for a non-lethal virus.
Well, they can do it for the zombie apocalypse.
That's why. I mean, Michael, if you prep right, I mean, yeah, there you go. I mean, that's why my parents are prepping. They're just like
buckets.
They're like, no matter what happens, you know, something's gonna happen or something could happen. Which honestly, I heard some news. So you know how like all of Texas power went out basically during the snowstorm.
Yeah, I have a bunch of family that lives in Texas.
They
keep talking. They sent me pictures of all the shit that's like going on in their town.
Oh yeah, I mean it's pretty nutty. People were using fucking snow for toilet water and all that shit.
This is the Target.
Like, holy shit!
That's the freezer section in their Target.
That's nuts, dude.
That is fucking nuts.
That's the dairy section.
Whoa. I mean, it makes sense, but like at the same time, fucking crazy. I saw this picture of 2 Domino's workers after like it was like 10:45 or something like that, or 11:45, and all of their food had run out, and they were just sitting on the ground, or one was like sitting on the ground, one was leaning on the thing, just in front of like the tray of just a bunch of just ingredients thrown everywhere because it was like the rest of them. And they were like, yeah, and they still got paid the same amount for that work. It's like, yeah, they got paid, and they only got paid about like what, $21 for that. And it's like, oh my God, but you know, whatever, it's fine. Anyway, so the snowstorm was going on in Texas. That shit was crazy. And then I saw a fucking video. It was actually not just a video; it was a TikTok, guys. I keep seeing more and more TikToks, even though I never fucking got a TikTok. So
that's a lie.
Sorry, that is a lie. I did have a TikTok, and then I never used it again. So
go follow Jake Funk's TikTok.
Yeah, go.
What is your TikTok?
Fucking fake junk, I guess. I don't know, bro.
Those videos were funny.
Those videos were funny because it was like when I had first learned about TikTok, downloaded it.
TikTok.
I mean, that was
like, whoa.
That's when I was just fucking around.
Was big.
Yeah, that was. I mean, it was big, but it wasn't like known. It wasn't like what it is now, where it's like
people are living their lives by
on TikTok. Yeah, I know. Which I'm like, guys, we gotta. But you know, people are gonna do it anyways. People do it with Twitter, Reddit, everything. I mean, it's just social media.
Good ones. Oh.
But some TikTok was talking about. Is this one where I? This isn't.
This is.
Oh, this is
life, bro.
I like how I'm wearing my Cardinal gaming shirt.
That one is good. I've never seen that.
I can't remember what the. Oh, it was something like where it's like a gunshot or something. I don't know. You can play it if you want, Michael. I can't remember what that was.
You should claim this video.
I mean, again, that's why half of the people I did it with didn't know I was doing a TikTok. They had no. I would just put the phone up in their face and then. Anyways, yeah. So I saw a TikTok that was actually informational though. It's basically talking about how the U.S., which I should probably I'm gonna fact check this after this, and I really hope I'm not wrong. But
We say this with peace and love.
Peace and love. No more fan mail. They said that basically the U.S. is
warning you with peace and love.
the U.S.'s power infrastructure is like was made in the 1950s, 60s. And I was like, okay. And they were like, yeah, it was supposed to last like 50 years. And I was like, oh. And it's like, yeah, it's 10, 20 years past that now. It's like, okay. They're like, yeah, and almost every single line is running at full capacity all the time, which it should not be doing. And it's like, that doesn't sound good. And it was like, yeah, they were like, yeah, they have found if like 7 stations went out or something in the U.S., power would be out for 18 months for the whole entire U.S. And 90% of the U.S. would die as a result.
90%?
90%
That's the part that got me down. I was like, okay, I don't know if 90, because then I'm thinking, but this I went, well, that's a fucking good plot to a movie. So I was like, that's like fucking, the power goes out, nobody knows what's going on, and it just follows like a family, like a government worker and somebody else, all trying to deal with like the power being off for 18 months. Like, holy shit, that would be bad. And then, like, how do
brand new pandemic?
How do other countries help, and how do people get messages out to? Like, that's actually a really good idea for something to happen. But the fact that like something like that could be a reality, where like, I mean, to be fair,
Jake, since your parents,
what go?
I was gonna say, since your parents are preppers, do you guys have like a doomsday plan?
Yeah, so I mean, not a plan necessarily, but they're like, well, one, we got a shit ton of guns and ammo, so don't worry. And even if we don't have ammo, we can make our own. Yeah. My dad have I told you guys about that? How my dad got into bullet making?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, that's part of the doomer thing.
Cool. I kind of want to build my own bullets.
It's cool. It's very cool, but very expensive too. So
I want to get a gun, honestly, especially since people are getting shot around here. I feel like I need my strap.
Again, guys, I'm saying we need to do.
Oh, you get caught lacking out here in the streets of Jackson.
We got to do the whole route of. We got to do the Black Panther route. Okay, get everybody to get guns. And then the government will be so scared that everybody has guns, they'll have no choice but to enact gun control. I mean, they'll have literally no choice but to go, all right, we got to do something about this, guys. I mean, that literally is what happened in California in the 70s. The Black Panthers and a lot of other organizations that they didn't necessarily agree with started going, hey, guys, we should arm ourselves. And they went, oh, okay. And then California went, and now they have the tightest gun laws, the most restrictive gun laws. And it's like, oh, so you're saying if everybody did that, we'd
like
maybe have
with that knowledge.
Yeah. So, anyways, yeah. So no, I also am. I would like to have a firearm, but not because it's like I really think I'm gonna ever have to use it. I mean, it obviously would be like stay in like my bedside drawer or whatever in a lock, have a gun lock on it. Be like, if somebody breaks into my house or wherever I'm staying, I'll be ready. But at the same time, I'm also not going to get a gun until I know how to use a gun, which means I'm going to actually get my gun license. Because it's like, as much as I would like to have a gun, even if I didn't have that, and we have, in Kentucky, if you don't know, you can get a gun without having a gun license. Isn't that freedom? Woo! I love my free rights. They didn't have no gun classes in 1776 when the Minutemen were popping caps in those British asses. So I don't need a fucking gun license now. So that's how a lot of people have mentality, I think, that they're like, I don't really need one. If the government says I don't need one, I don't need one. But in my mind, I'm like, probably rather have one, just so I know. Even I've handled guns before. I've gone shooting with my dad and family multiple times. But it's like, I would still much rather be able to go to a class and be like, hey, here's literally everything you need to know, and now we have a thing that says you are able to carry a gun and wield a gun in any state, whatever. Actually, does that apply to any state, or is that just?
I'm pretty sure.
You gotta get it. Go ahead.
I was just saying, I think it may apply like, I don't think you could probably get in trouble if you were visiting that state, but if you were a resident of that state, I don't think that.
Well,
it
I'm saying like
transfers
if
over like that.
I was like traveling somewhere and then they like pulled me over and they're like, oh, you got a gun, and it's like, yeah, I have my like permit or whatever. I don't think they would do anything as long as you have all your information.
No.
I think you're good.
It depends on but it does depend on the specific state's gun laws, though. So like, I mean,
Yeah.
if you can have a license and everything to be able to carry a certain type of gun, but if you go to California with that gun, you could probably get in trouble for it.
Yeah. Taxi driver made me want to get a gun.
Matters, like, if you like, just to use the most extreme example, like, let's say like somebody mugs you and you fucking you blast them, you kill them. But like you're out of town, like you're from out of town, you know what I mean? Like, I wonder what.
Yeah, I don't know what that means. That's interesting.
I think if you become I feel like traveling versus becoming a resident of a different state is probably, I don't know. This is conjecture. We're fucking useless. We don't know.
Yeah,
anything.
we're fucking useless. Why are you listening to
There's
this?
no use in speculating.
Speaking of guns, though, I would love to have land and shoot, like, do like skeet shooting.
Oh no, that'd
Like,
be
I
fun.
feel like that would be so fun.
That was like the
I've only
first
done it,
time
like, once or twice.
I think that was the first time I shot a gun. We were doing like a bird shooting, or well, not you know, when they shoot the things out. Is that
Yeah,
is it called
like,
skeet
it's
or birds?
It's skeet.
I thought they were birds. I thought skeet was when you
Is the clay
skeet.
pigeon.
Yeah, it's clay pigeon. Oh yeah,
Yeah, like the little discs, right?
yeah.
I think
I don't know, Mike. You might have been lied to. I don't know, because the only skeet shooting I know of is in the bedroom.
Oh,
if you know what I'm saying. Anyways, me and Mike will do
That
some
was not a
skeet
very
shooting
tasteful
later with
joke.
each other.
You better believe it, bro. Through the phone, baby. Skeeting through the phone.
Speaking of
Kiss
guns,
me, skeet me through the phone,
there's this
baby.
cool
Skeet me
scene.
through the phone.
There's this cool scene in Taxi Driver where somebody is in a store, somebody's robbing a store, and then somebody shoots
I
the
don't like
dude,
where this is going.
and then talks to the store owner, and he's like, "Is everything okay or whatever?" He's like, "Yeah, it's fine. Just go. He has like a pretty much a dead guy in his store. He's like, "Yeah, leave, whatever." And then I'm like, "Okay, what is this guy gonna do? Is he gonna like clean him up?" Then the guy gets like an iron bar, and he's like, he just starts beating the dude. And I'm like, "Holy shit!" I was like, "Oh man." He was like, "This is the third time this month," and I'm like, "Oh man, this guy's pissed." So
I
yeah.
had to murder 3 people this month.
So yeah, Taxi Driver. If you want to see some cool violence, and you're like, "Did that guy? What happened after that?" And then you get nothing after. I mean, yeah, that's Taxi Driver. See,
Nice.
yeah. But anyways,
So we should get solar panels to be prepared for the.
I don't even know if solar panels. I mean,
energy
that would work
crisis.
as long as you had it directly hooked up to your. I mean, I would like to do what like Tesla was doing, where he was sending out the big batteries that you can put on your house, and then you have solar panels connected to that. So then it literally can like store power too, and then also like I think I think with that
Well,
like
I think most solar panel systems have some kind of storage.
yeah, but that was like a. I want to say that was like a. I mean, that was definitely a Tesla integrated one where I think you could also like charge your car with that. But yeah, I mean, I think they all have storage power. But I would just love to be able to have the power company pay me. That'd be cool. Have you guys heard of the?
Yeah.
Did we talk about this? The Starlink shit. I think we talked about this a little bit, but like.
Where like you can go to space, like the Super Bowl commercial.
What the fuck are you talking about?
No,
No,
I know what
I
you're
mean-
talking about, Michael.
What? I don't watch.
Yeah, like
the
win a ticket to space. That's not Starlink.
You talk about
Starlink
the big game commercial. Oh, I don't know what the Super Bowl is. I know about the big game.
Well, then
though.
you missed out on a chance to go to space, Jake. You
Nope.
fucking pleb.
Still got plenty of chances, bro. We're going to Mars.
You're not going
bro.
to space because you don't have enough money to donate to charity. And
got
are
me.
you?
You got me there.
Can
I
you
guess.
write a good report on? I don't even know. I didn't understand what like the other. There was another way to get in. You had to like be some kind of like.
You had to be
I
a
don't know.
scientist. You had to be an astronaut. No, I didn't see
Yeah.
that. No, Starlink is just literally where they're sending satellites up into space, and then you can buy your own kit, and you pay $99 a month, and you get internet anywhere. You can put it on your RV, get internet, and it's supposed to be like
Wow.
good internet, like actually like usable internet. So
That's pretty impressive.
So yeah, that's all like SpaceX shit. That's more Elon Musk stuff. So I'm hoping at least with that, like other people might start doing that, or I mean, that's a pretty good deal. $99, like that's better than most people's or a lot of people's like high-end internet plan. Like I know a lot of people succeeds that amount. So that's cool. I saw that, and people are actually like starting to order them now. I know they're going to get them sometime in the next year or two or something like that, but I know people are starting to order it now. So I think the cyber trucks are supposed to be coming soon or something like that. I think.
That's crazy, dude.
I mean,
the first Cybertruck I see on the road, I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do.
I'm gonna fucking ram into it and see how much damage it does to me.
I'm gonna throw a baseball
one of
out the
those
window.
metal balls. Yeah.
God, that still is such
I'm
a.
gonna shoot it with my gun. I'm gonna shoot the window with my gun.
All right, let's try the other one. Oh.
I'm probably gonna fucking like do such a hard double take that I'm gonna break my neck.
Yeah, really. That if I saw that on the road, I'd be like, "Is that real? Am I really seeing that right now?" Which, to be fair, in around Louisville, I mean, I've seen a few Teslas, so definitely possibility.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I mean, yeah,
definitely a possibility.
Tesla is
everywhere, bro.
nothing anymore.
Tesla is nothing, bro. I mean, like you can be a pleb drive a Tesla, you know.
Yep.
Everybody drives Teslas now.
Now that's not the case.
Nope, that's the case. Everybody's driving Teslas now.
I wish I drove a Tesla. I've never been in one. I've never got to ride in one.
I'm still
Did
like.
you guys ever see the
I don't know.
Rivian truck?
The what? The what?
Michael might have seen that. The
The
Rivian truck. It's an electric
Yes,
truck.
I know exactly what you're talking about. That car brake kind of died though.
Sick.
It is sick,
Ribian?
but I don't think
Did
it
it
ever came
really?
to. I don't think it came to fruition.
Let me look at this.
What the
Let me look.
fuck
Yeah,
is a Ribian?
I remember seeing it about it like a little while ago, and it was badass though.
You should look it
was
up, Jake.
pretty
It's awesome.
fucking cool.
Ribian
I don't ever want a truck, but like
is
I want a truck so bad. I want a
I
Toyota
would. That
Tacoma.
one made me want a truck.
I would take a
Like-
truck as long as it, I mean, I don't know. There's a few. I think I would take anything that drives as long as there are like certain specifications that it meets.
Any kind of Toyota, like I think a truck would like make me very
Okay,
happy.
how do I spell that? Ribian? Rabin?
Rivian.
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 I thought you
Rivian.
guys were saying like Caribbean, like a Ribian. Like Ribian. And I
no,
was
no,
like,
no.
what the
Nah.
fuck? What the fuck is
Degenerate.
Ribian?
It's so
Oh,
cool.
okay.
It's like
Okay.
fucking. It's like a Land Rover.
Yeah, I was
but
about to say
it
that's
kinda looks
literally like
it's
a Land
similar
Rover
styling
truck.
for the new Hummer.
Dude,
I thought.
the other day.
It does look
The
similar
other
to the
day,
new
I
one.
was driving to a Cherokee, and I noticed that I was behind a fucking Land Cruiser, like a really old Land Cruiser,
Ooh.
and it was
What was
did I say Land Cruiser for this?
Yes.
I meant that one looks like a Land Rover. I was driving behind a Land Cruiser.
Yeah, you said that.
No, you said
and it
Land
was-
Rover for that.
you-
Wait, what did it?
The Rivian Land Rover. I was driving behind a Land Cruiser.
Yes. Yes.
And
Yes.
I was like, wow, that's such a cool old like car, and then I like passed it, and it had like it's U of L's. U of L has this nice ass old Land Cruiser just doing their dirty work for them. It's for the gardening people.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, I was like, how
Or
did
the
you know it was U of
groundskeepers.
L's? Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's just got big
That's
U of
funny.
L on the side. It's a nice truck.
I mean,
though.
that's awesome.
Yeah, it's just like so weird because usually they have like Explorers or some shit.
We have a bunch of NKU Teslas that ride around.
What?
Nah, we don't.
Yeah, you're
That's
fucking with us. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, like NKU barely has any money to invest in their.
Dude, they're trying to get money out of us right now.
But
They're
they
like,
got
guys, we have
Teslas.
no one staying on campus. I mean, we usually don't,
Yeah.
but like, we need their money. No one's buying anything. And it's like, sorry, guys.
No one is on campus. We haven't had anyone on campus in years.
Yeah. You guys hear about the Nintendo Direct that happened or whatever? You guys care about Nintendo at all? Guys,
Nintendo
you guys keep
what?
up with Nintendo news? You guys don't keep up with Nintendo
yeah, more
news?
like Nintendo don't.
It was a fucking piece of shit. I'll say that much. It was shit.
What was it?
I mean, it was just. I mean, so if you don't know what Nintendo
console?
Direct is, it's basically where Nintendo puts out a video with like a bunch of their new announcements for the Switch right now. And so they hadn't had one in 537 days, something like that. So it had been over a year of them not having it. And so then,
Makes sense during
which they
COVID, I
had,
guess, but-
they had small ones. They had like a Pokemon Direct and like Direct Minis. But this one, they went, all right, guys, whatever day it was on, we're going to have a 50-minute Direct. And people were like, holy shit, almost an hour-long Direct? What? They got it. It's got to be big. It's got to be some big shit. It was a big shit. It was a big piece of shit. That really is what it was. It was like they started off and they announced some fucking anime sword girl for Smash, and I was like, God damn it. God damn it. It's fucking
Of anime sword girls.
Jesus Christ. That pissed me off. Anyway, so I was like, whatever. Moveset's looks all right, I guess. Whatever. So then I was like, all right, well, hopefully we'll get some cool games and shit. It was the next 40 minutes was anime, JRPGs, Zombie Tom was one of them. It's like an Xbox game, like an original Xbox game being remade. It was a lot of remakes and shit. It was like, okay.
Remade for like the Switch.
The Switch, yeah, it's just being put on the Switch.
Okay.
Then Ninja Gaiden Collection, which people were hyped about, and I was like, never played them. I guess I might try it. I don't know. Whatever. So it was a flop. But then at the very end, it's like people were like, oh, there's 5 minutes left. They got to pull something out. Well, it is Zelda. A few days ago, it was Zelda's 35th anniversary. 35 years old. People were like, guys, they did a Mario collection for his 35th. You know, they had like Mario 64, Mario Sunshine, Mario Galaxy. That was awesome. Are they going to do it for Zelda? People were like, I mean, it seems like they're going to do it for Zelda because it'd be like, I mean, they got Ocarina of Time. What would it be, like Wind Waker and something else, like Twilight Princess? I don't know.
I mean, they've got a lot of Zelda games.
Yeah, they got a lot of games. Just throw 3 of them on the Switch, sell it for $60. Fine by me. I'll fucking pick that shit up. I played those games before, but I'll play them again.
Yeah.
Eiji Onuma, creator of Zelda, comes out. And it's like, oh shit, are we getting Breath of the Wild 2 news? Oh my god. He comes out. Yeah, I'm sure you guys were expecting some Breath of the Wild 2 news. We don't have anything to say right now. It's like, okay, don't know why you're here then, but all right. Must be something happening. He's like, all right, but don't worry. We have something to help keep you waiting or whatever. And it was like, oh, fuck yeah, here we go. And it was Skyward Sword HD. You guys know what Skyward Sword is? It's like everybody's least favorite Zelda game. I like it, but it was only that, and they are selling. It was on the Wii. Came out at the end of the Wii's lifespan. You used Wii Motion Plus. You controlled the sword with the Wiimote and everything. It was all right. I mean, yeah, whatever.
Oh, what about Crossbow Link?
Shut the fuck up, Michael. We don't talk about that.
That was the best
shut
Zelda
the fuck
game.
up. That
I put
we
so
don't.
many hours into that Zelda game. We played that game so much at the jury house. So we were just.
Did you actually play that? That's so funny.
Yes, we played that game all the time.
I mean, that was like, yeah, Link's crossbow training. Jesus Christ.
Yes.
Man.
That game.
Is it just like a shooting range?
Yes, yeah. It's like a shooting gallery game, as far as I know.
It's a shooting gallery game, essentially.
It's kind of. It was kind of like.
It honestly was fun, though. You got to do some.
Oh no, it was kind of like Wii Play or Wii Sports
specific.
or whatever. It was just very much showed like off the Wii and the motion controls and everything. I think it was very.
Yeah, I mean,
early on when it came out.
It was fun though. It was early. It was like, I mean, you just unlocked a memory for me because I had forgotten about that game, but I have a lot of memories about just like I just remember the brothers just getting pissed off at each other, pissed off at the game,
Link's
and also just having a great time.
That's so funny. I don't know anyone who's played that. I've heard of that, but I really had never talked to anybody about that game.
I've probably got like an absurd amount of hours in that game.
That's so funny. That's awesome, Michael. That makes me happy. The Zelda you played the most is Link's Crossbow.
Well, okay, I don't know if that was the Zelda I played the most, though. I did play some like the Zeldas on the DS and the Game Boy quite a bit. Those were good.
Those were good. I never
Link's
played the DS
Crossbow
ones, but I
banger.
played the Game Boy ones. Zelda's very special to me because I've only really gotten into it within the past 10 years or so. Like I never really played it as like a kid. I played it really.
To be fair, 10 years is half your life.
Yeah. Oh no, I know. But I'm saying like I didn't play it like John played it like when he was a kid. Like that was one of the first games he saw.
Okay. Yeah.
I started playing it like at 13, going into 14, and so like that was very. Even though I'd already played a lot of video games at that time, that is one that like I played Ocarina of Time on the 3DS when they remade it for that. That game, even though that game was like, I mean, at that point it was 10, 20 years old or whatever, 15 years, whatever. That game held up so well. Like even though they remade the graphics and everything, I mean, the game was the game. It was just the game. And that got me hooked. And then after that, I had to play like all the Zeldas, and I almost have since then. I haven't played the DS ones, and I don't think I've beat Link's Awakening, but like every other one I want to say I've actually beaten. But yeah,
That's the only reason that I wish I had a Switch, is because because of Breath of the Wild. I played it for a few hours, just like one night Katie gave it to me,
yeah.
and I was like, "This is fucking awesome."
That game, I
Yeah,
almost
Breath
went
of the
back
Wild was
to.
pretty cool.
I almost went back to it a few, like a month or two ago, because I was like, I need something
there's
to
a
do.
lot of time in Breath of the Wild.
You can, dude. I mean, you could put hundreds and hundreds of hours into that game and still not have done everything, because
Yeah.
almost like, like some of the time in that game, I literally would just spend walking around being like, man, this game's fucking beautiful. Like, this is actually like a gorgeous game. That is, man, that is, and that's also the reason why Skyward Sword. So in this direct, they're like Skyward Sword HD, and it's like, okay, that literally is the opposite of Breath of the Wild. That is the most linear Zelda ever, because it's like, all right, you're in the Sky World, now you have to go here, and now you go back up, and now you go here again, and now you go here, and now you go to this different place, and now you go. It tells you everything to do and where to go. It's the most like story based too. So I like it for that reason, but at the same time, I think a lot of people are going to have difficulty going from Breath of the Wild to that. And they definitely tried to pull like people who played Breath of the Wild into this game, because they were like, you guys know the energy meter? That was invented in this game. Like the stamina meter in Breath of the Wild, that was invented in this game. Cooking, that was invented in this game. And it's like, okay, yeah. But this game is literally the opposite of Breath of the Wild. So I feel like if anything, you're false advertising right now. So then that came out. I was like, man, maybe I'll play that again. Like, what is it, like $30-$40 or something? They're selling it for $60 goddamn dollars. They're selling a like 12-year-old game for $60. I'm like, dude, I can't even do that. I don't think anybody's gonna do that. I feel like people who even didn't play it originally are gonna be like, that's ridiculous. So I don't know, man. And that's how the direct ended. And I was like, it ended with Splatoon 3. You guys love Splatoon? Yeah, I
love Splatoon.
I kind of play Splatoon sometimes.
I was talking to John about it. I was like, I bought Splatoon twice and put maybe a total of like 10 hours into it. I bought Splatoon 1 and Splatoon 2. Splatoon 1 was on the Wii U, so there's a reason why I didn't get much playtime on that. But Splatoon 2 still on Switch.
Your biggest mistake was
play it now.
buying a Wii U.
No, actually, no, Michael. I would say that, but the Wii U, I got a shit ton of game time out of for like mini games. I played my favorite game of all time on that console, and it's still one of the only consoles that's available on. Earthbound, that fucking changed my life. So the Wii U consequently changed my life. Whether or not I want to say that, it definitely did. So I gotta thank the Wii U for that, because that game had not been released since 1990 whatever, and had only been on one console, and they finally were like, we need something to get people to buy the Wii U. Let's fucking sell this obscure game that we literally said stinks in the 90s. And that was the tagline for the game. They said, Earthbound, it stinks, because it had scratch and sniff stickers that you could get. But obviously people were like, so it's a bad game, and then it sold horribly. So, but they went, yeah, we're gonna put that on the Wii U, and then they did, and I played it.
Wow.
Yeah.
You want to know the only game that's ever made me cry out of rage?
What?
Mario and Sonic at the Winter Olympic Games. I was going.
Cry out of rage?
I don't know. I can't remember if it was like a record that had been set by one of my brothers. I feel like it was that. It was on the bobsledding, and like I'm telling you, I just kept doing this course over and over and over and over and over and over again, and like. You know when you like start doing a game where it's like you have to do everything right to get through it, and you'll get like a quarter of the way done or like there, and then you'll like fuck that one corner up, and then you just have to restart.
Yeah,
So it was like that for an hour or two.
Yeah.
I was in tears, screaming at the game, so mad, and like eventually my mom was like, she made me stop. She
lost your mind, boy.
She like turned off the Wii, and she was like, you don't get to do it. Yeah, I don't think I ever beat it.
Your mom made you stop. That's so funny.
It was real bad.
Oh
it was
my
a joke.
gosh. I don't think I've ever gotten like I've been competitive in video games, but like I think always because my brother could beat me, I never really cared about winning that much because I never won. I never won that often when I was a kid, and then that definitely came again when I played John in games because I played John a lot in middle school, and then it was like not gonna beat him in Smash. Maybe we'll beat him in Mario Kart. Maybe.
The juries are pretty competitive, but it wasn't really necessary. It might not even have been a brother's like record.
It might have been the world record or whatever.
It was more
on
of
it.
just being competitive with myself. I think it was. I just wanted to get this record, and bro, it was impossible.
Michael, I think that says a lot about you, Mike. I think that says a lot about you. You'll try until you cry, and then you'll keep trying until your mom stops you. No, Michael, I think you would have got it if your mom didn't stop you. I'll be honest. I think it's your mom's fault, and I think you should.
I don't know. I think I was full tilt at that point.
Oh, definitely. There was. If you're crying at a video game, you're not gonna get better. You're only going downhill from there. Because then you got all the tears in your eyes. You know, you can't see well.
I don't know if I've ever seen John go full tilt like on Smash or something, but I would pay money to see that. Like, I feel like that would be honestly.
I've seen it a few times.
Playing like online or something. We could see it.
I've seen John go full tilt. Maybe not full tilt, but like I mean, I've seen it a few times. Especially like when John was younger, so it was probably easier. I think there was one. I want to say there was one time where Will, his brother, did it to him. And that was probably the funniest because I think Will got under his skin the best because he just knew how to. And then once John got upset, he knew how to continue to get under John's skin for being upset. And that was just even funnier. But yeah, I mean, I don't get, see, that's what's funny. I won't get tilted in the games. I'll get tilted from like, no, I remember one time where I don't think I was playing well in Smash. And then I got up to go to the bathroom or something, and somebody took my seat. And I was so pissed off from that and doing terribly in Smash that I literally was like, all right, fuck you guys. And I literally sat by the Wii and pulled out their controllers and was like, I am not going to play until you give me my seat back. I was just like, I will stay here. You can keep putting it back in. I will pull it back out. And I was pissed off. I was like, dude, I know there's a little brother move going on right now, but I'm pissed off because I've lost and you took my seat. So now I'm in this mood, and now this is going to happen. I mean, I was probably like...
It was like last year.
Oh yeah, third last year. No, I want to say I was like 14 or 15 or something like that. And I just remember being pissed off. I was like, "Fuck so you guys!" No, I mean that was one of those. There are multiple times I remember playing Smash where I would get fucking. I'd be pissed off, but like that one pissed me off really. But it'd only be when somebody else said something or did something. And I'd be like, "Fuck you guys!" It really was the. Either the acknowledgement of me doing terribly or just like fucking a joke about me that I'd be like, all right, I'm done. I don't care anymore. Fuck you. And I'd be done. And I'd be like, all right, no more Smash because we need 4 people and I'm the 4th person. So
I did go a little bit tilted when we were playing Rocket League.
Yeah. That was fucking funny, Michael. That was fucking funny.
Mad.
That's what reminded me of that, Michael. That reminded me of those occasions where I was like, dude, I'm fucking pissed off and I don't even know what to do about it. I'm just going to fucking yell at them. And then that's what you did, Michael. You were just yelling at us, and I was like, you were yelling at Tom and John. And that's what was so funny, because I was like, these are the people. I mean, not necessarily Tom, but John was the one who would piss me off. And I'm like, this is like a flashback right now. This is like a flashback, but Michael Bryan is me. It's not Rocket League.
I'm just dog shit at Rocket League. And they just make it me very aware of that I'm not good at Rocket League. And also like yell at me about it. It's like, bro, I was just like, I don't want to play this game if you're just gonna shit on me this entire time.
Was it you and Lex? Because John and I played together. John and I would have to say, are probably the best at Rocket League.
I mean,
but,
I'd say you, John, and Tom are the best.
John and I played against like Tom and Lexi once, and they didn't even get like angry. Or they didn't get angry with us or anything. They just instantly started fighting with each other, and then they got sad. And I was like, this isn't even fun.
Exactly. That's how you play.
They were just like,
you get sad, so then the other people can't even feel good about
it. Tom and
it.
Lexi are also like the most competitive motherfuckers ever.
True.
And
I know they were like trashing on each other when we.
Yeah, dude, they just go at each other when it comes to Rocket League. Like, I was so mad that night though. I was just like, I'm
yeah,
not playing
they
this
were
game. I've never
shitting
played
on
this
you.
game ever again.
They
And then,
were
like 45 minutes
shitting
later.
on you though, because they were
yeah.
just like,
Tom
I mean,
was trying a little bit, but like John was just straight shitting on me, and I was like, I don't know why. I can't remember. I don't know. I think I was like a
you
little bit
just had
stressed from
missed
other
something.
stuff.
You had been like driving in one. I don't know. But that's the thing with like Rocket League. There's a lot of meta to it and shit like that.
Yeah.
So it's like when you not always you're not always thinking about what you're doing necessarily. And in Rocket League, like if you're not, you're losing because it's like, especially with the people there you guys are playing against. So it's like, all right, but yeah, no, that was so funny because they really did just fucking shit on you, and it all was like not reasonable to shit on you for, but it was all accurate. I mean, it was all pretty damn accurate.
It was accurate. Don't get me wrong.
And that's why it stung. I think that's why it stung most.
It did.
And dude,
because I was trying so hard, and it just wasn't working.
I
and
fucking
every
felt.
time I fucked up.
I felt that was smashed so hard, especially with Melee. I remember one time John and I were playing, and he was like, yeah, I just think you need to play as like a different character because you're not going to get better with like Samus or whatever. And I was like, dude, I don't fucking want to play anymore. Like that just pissed, because I was like, I know you're right, because tier wise, Samus isn't the best. Like Samus is like B tier, whatever, A tier. So it's like possible to do good with her, but you have to be like really good with her to do well. And so he's like, I just don't think. And I was just like, dude, but I don't want to fucking play another character. Like you're telling me to play a different game now. And you're telling me to do it by your rules, and that makes me just want to say fuck you, because I'm like, I want to play my game and have fun.
You're not good enough to play Samus. Like, but then you're actually not good enough to play Samus. So.
But then the thing is, I never stopped playing Samus, and it's like, I mean, I got better at Samus still, but in the end of the day, I mean, it never really mattered, and still doesn't. So
it still doesn't matter.
Still Rocket League doesn't matter. That's the thing. It's like, you know what? Just gotta remember sometimes none of it matters. None of it
That's
matters.
why I had to put down the game, for 30 minutes.
That's why you had to put down Link's crossbow training in Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games, at the Winter Olympic Games.
Your mom was like, she's in the kitchen and she looks at Lyle with a concern. She goes, Michael's on full tilt.
He's on full tilt. Lyle.
Bro, I was like, I mean, I can. I was just so furious.
Your brothers are like hiding behind the door, barricading it. So like you don't come in a rage.
Like it was so bad.
That's really funny.
Times.
I'm just trying to think at times that I got really angry as a kid, like even at like my siblings and shit over video games. I really can't think of it. I think I was just so used to losing that I didn't get angry over it, because that was the norm. Me and Joseph
used to play like Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon, but we would play by our own made-up rules.
Yeah, that was every kid. No one. I think the majority of kids who owned Pokemon cards never knew how to, or Yu-Gi-Oh cards, never knew how to play the game.
You ever play a fucking energy card? Fuck energy cards, bro. We just throwing those cards out. Like, but the problem was they were our made-up rules. We could change them willy-nilly.
Oh, really? You don't say.
Some pretty big, like, violent fights between me and. That's the only reason me and Joseph have ever, except for one in Colorado. Like, this was like senior year of high school. I guess I would be going to the freshman year of college when my family went to Colorado, or was it earlier? I don't know. So me and Joseph fought.
High school, wasn't it?
Yeah, it must have been in high school. So it must have been like senior or junior year or something like that. But so me and Joseph had fought over like Pokemon and like little bicker stuff. But like we don't really ever fight, like, you know. Yeah. But dude, I don't know I can't even remember what it was. But like I was just at Joseph in Colorado. Like I guess I just found a nerve and I was just kind of poking at it, and he just got so mad and then I got up into his face, is like, hit me, Joseph, because he was like, I'm gonna hit you, and I was like, hit me, do it, Joseph, come on. And then I think he hit me. Your poor parents. My parents were not. It was bad. That was the most, like, because Joseph was fuming and I was just like, do it, I dare you. Yeah, that was me being a little prick.
Holy shit. That has never happened with my brother.
Because I mean, what is Joseph gonna do? Fight me? I was 10 times his size. Like I mean,
you can still try, I guess. I mean, if you get a person angry enough, it doesn't matter what size they are. They don't care. They're gonna go after you.
Joseph's got a little reach on me too, you know.
Yeah, he does have a little reach on you, Mike. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's that is funny though. There is certain stuff that you just know, like as a sibling, you know what gets under people's skin, and even like I remember my sister. It wasn't even she knew it would get under my skin that like that's why she did it, but like I think partially that she knew it got under my skin. She extra didn't care, or I don't know, because she would always sing in the car. She would always sing in the car. Even if like it wasn't a song playing on the radio, she would fucking sing. And I was like, dude, stop. I don't want to hear you singing. She was like, okay. And then she'd continue again. And I'm like, dude, I know you know I'm still listening. Because I would just be looking out the window, and then I have to hear her stupid ass voice, and I'd be like, shut the fuck up. But like,
I would pay money to hear those arguments between you and Marky.
I was just like, stop, Marky, stop. It's not even the song that's playing, and I don't know why you're doing it. It's like, cuz I just like singing. It's like, well, fucking
song
stop.
that's playing.
Usually we had country music playing. I don't think any of us liked it as a kid. I still don't like it. My sister likes it a bit more now. I think my brother probably likes it. I don't know. I still don't fuck with country music.
Is a country music lad.
I'm a country music kind of guy. You know, we're a little bit of family here. We're a little bit of family, a little bit of friends, a little bit of drinking, a little bit of driving. You know, that's what we do here in the family of Country Town.
Bit of drinking, a little bit of driving.
It's just what we do.
You know how it is.
Just you know how we do it here in the country.
Drinking, a little bit of driving.
I'm driving down a dirt road with my honey on my lap. I got my dick inside her and a six-pack on my map. I'm going to a wet county that has a lot of booze. But I'm hoping that I don't see pigs, because they'll bring some bad news.
All right, let's stop
you go.
this. Yeah, what? Jake, keep singing, bro.
What?
Yeah, why are you singing? That's not even the song it's playing.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, Marky ass motherfucker.
Yeah, Marky
I hope Marky's tuning into this. Hey, Marky, if you're tuning in now.
Yeah, Marky, I know you made it through the 1 hour and 16 minutes of this, so.
Oh, guys, I said it had to be under an hour. The fuck are you guys doing?
Yeah.
I need to get off anyways.
No, you guys have plenty of time. All right.
Well, I guess if you count the time that I went off of the headset, I was on the podcast for an hour.
Yeah, you were on the podcast for an hour. All right. What should we end with? Should we end with our messages for Marky? Is that what we're doing? We gotta have a special ending, like we always do, guys. We never say bye. Definitely didn't do that last week. All right, we're brainstorming here, guys. An ending. What should we?
So I gotta think of a special message to Marky.
Yeah, I guess that's what we're doing. I already have mine loaded up, so I'll end with it.
You've got yours loaded up.
Yeah, I got mine loaded up. So.
Why do we? I feel like we reference Marky a lot in this podcast.
No, we don't do it a lot. We do it every now and then, but I mean.
Oh, I know how I want to end this. Everyone go onto Spotify and look up the Brock Stars. Joseph's new single, Snowfall.
Oh yeah, Brock Stars.
It's a banger, bro.
Is it the Brock Stars or Brock Stars?
I think it's the Brock Stars. The Brock Stars.
Okay, so that was your message to Marky.
Yeah, that's my message to Marky. I'm telling her to go listen to my brother.
Yeah. Okay. Ben, what's your message, you know?
Marky, this is a warning for you. With peace and love, if you send me any fan mail past June 1st, it will be tossed. I'm warning you with peace and love.
All right. I hope she takes note of that. I really hope so.
She sends me a lot, so.
Yeah, I know. I don't know if she'll get that message in time, but we'll see.
Okay,
all right.
Well, she has until June 1st.
That is true. All right.
Just send all her fan mail in. Better get it all in.
Yeah,
quickly,
better get it all
Marky.
in soon, Mark. That's what I call it. Marky's nickname for. I just call her Mark. You know, it's just so much quicker.
Wow.
I have a segment on my YouTube channel called Mail Time with Marky.
Yeah, Mail Time with Marky. All right. Here's my message to you, big sister. Dolphin swimming around, doo-doo. Doo-doo, doo-doo, the greatest house in town, doo-doo, 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 it's the best place ever made, doo-doo, 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 at the Dome Home. She knows what that means. She knows what that means. That's a coded message. All right.
That was stupid, but actually go listen to the Rockstars. I'm not just talking to Marky though. I'm talking to everyone. Listen to this podcast.
No, this is a message to Marky. Marky, don't listen to him. Marky, stop. Don't.
We should get it. I bet he would. Right? Actually, I don't know if we should have the Rockstars. Seem to be like a clean, you know. If you listen to Snowfall, you'll understand. You'll understand what the Rockstars are about. I don't know if they sponsor the Talking Heads Club. Also,
what? Whoa! Now I'm pissed off. Why the fuck would they not sponsor us? What the fuck? What is fucking bad about this podcast? What is not? What are you? What are we not cool enough for them? Are we not? Are we not? You know? Are we too?
Bro, we're too cool for them, bro. Look, I said it here first. Actually, no one's too cool for the Rockstars.
All right. Well, we gave our message. I don't know what the fuck. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. This is over. We gave our message to Marky. Bye.
You can't even hear
Bye.